Will there be any opportunity to recognize graduating seniors?
As the mother of a graduating senior, this is a unique time, and it's challenging for seniors. And so we are looking at every possible way that we can start showing them love now. That's what we've really been talking to schools about, and how we are able to show them love. And so we're not positive yet. We're still open to having what would be a formal graduation um, in July if the stay at home orders have been removed, and looking at social distancing. But if not, we've really had a lot of conversation around also around virtual opportunities and what virtual would look like. We've engaged our student leaders around their thoughts, and really they want an opportunity to come together. And so our goal, as long as we are within the social distancing requirements, would be to give a way to do that, whether that means splitting a graduation, or whether it means not having as many students that are there at one time, but really working with them and getting their feedback on what that would look like.
Echoing what Ms. Wright said, it's something that weighs heavily on all of our minds. And I think very similarly, we're also charter schools are individually trying to find ways to honor these students and give them the send-off that they've been expecting for the entire duration of their academic career. I think what will end up happening is, again, because each charter operates independently, and in many cases our graduating classes are a little bit smaller, I think you will see some creative solutions come out of the charter world. From talking to principals, they too are working with their student leaders and with families to see what sort of celebration we're able to do, and that would be relevant and meaningful to the students. So I'm hoping that we have some more specifics soon. I think everybody was hoping that something would change, around now. And now that we're realizing that that's not going to happen, I think we're all sort of working towards alternative solutions. But it is most definitely something that has been on everyone's mind, and it comes up in almost every conversation that we have with schools. So it's definitely important to all of us as well.
What are schools doing to prepare for next year? How are you all prioritizing safety?
Right now, we are having conversations around changes that may need to happen for next school year, not really knowing yet what's happening with shelter and stay. We're planning for looking at how we reduce the number of students that are in classrooms, or how we reduce the number of students that are in a school in the run of a day. We've started our think tank opportunities with our administrators, and just having dialogue with them around what that overall safety looks like. What happens with testing, what's happening with the type of PPE that's available at schools, what's happening with sanitizing, how are we looking at something as simple as students using the water fountain, and what the requirements are for that. So it really is something that's top of mind that we are talking about daily, so that when we are ready to make the decision, or when we know what decision is going to be made, we will be ready to move into implementation.
I think we're approaching it very similarly. I think what we're also trying to do is, given that our schools are unique in and of themselves, also is trying to work with them to figure out what creative solutions we can come up with based on what schools' resources and needs the schools have. I think the other piece is that we're really using this time period and kind of how these learning plans are working, or in some places not working, to gather some information and utilize the information that we're learning to make better choices for the fall.
You can find more at onedetroitpbs.org, or subscribe to our social media channels and sign up for our One Detroit newsletter.